Most beginners, including myself, do two things when they see a momentum stock running up. They either chase it to the top and get in too high, or they wait so long they miss the entire move. The micro pullback is a third option, and that's what we are going to talk about today. My name is Raven. Welcome to Trade with Raven. I am a new momentum trader, so if you are too, come along for my journey. Okay, join me, subscribe below. All right, let's get into it. What is a micro pullback? A micro pullback is a brief pause in an uptrending momentum stock. It's a tiny dip against the overall direction before the stock continues higher. The keyword is micro. This is not a big reversal. It's not a bull flag pullback. It's not consolidation. It's a momentary pause before the stock pushes higher. Think of it like someone catching their breath in the middle of a sprint. Okay, they slow down for a second, but they're not stopping. Okay, why does the micro pullback work? Let's talk about that. Okay, when a momentum stock makes a strong move up, two things happen at the same time. Traders who missed the initial move are watching and waiting for a chance to get in. Okay, that's me sometimes. And traders who are already in the stock are holding it and they haven't sold yet. So the price is going up, right? Some people are waiting to get in and some people are looking for the right time to get out. When the stock pulls back slightly, some of the people that are in the stock decide, okay, I'm going to start taking some profit. They take some profit, and when it pulls back slightly, a bunch of buyers rush in, and that pushes the stock higher. Okay, so the micro pullback works because it puts you in at the same time as all those other buyers right when the momentum starts driving higher. You're not chasing the top, you're buying the dip. Okay, so micro pullback versus bull flag pullback. This confused me so much, and that is one of the reasons why I am doing this video. So let me show you a graphic. Okay, on the left, you have the micro pullback, and on the right, you have a bull flag pullback. They look a lot alike, okay? The difference is the length of the pullback. So they both have a pull, okay? They both have a pull going up. They both have a pullback, and they both have a breakout, okay? But on the micro pullback, you can see it's one or two candles, okay? The volume drops, and then it drives higher. For the bull flag, you have a longer, deeper pullback, okay? And that is essentially the big difference. Okay, one is happening in a short amount of time and one is happening in a longer amount of time. Both setups involve a pullback in an uptrending stock. So it's very easy to confuse them because you start to see the stock pull back and you're like, is this a bull flag? Is it a micro pullback? Which one is it? Okay, but the micro pullback, the micro pullback can even happen within the candle. Okay, so I've actually seen this a lot on the 1 minute chart, and I felt like I was messing up the entry. So I have just started looking at the 10-second chart, and I think in terms of going forward, I will be using the 10-second chart to confirm my entry when I'm getting in on micro pullbacks on the 1 minute chart. Okay, but the bull flag you can see here on the right is a deliberate pause. A lot of people are taking profit, okay, but the micro pullback is a small pause. Okay. So yes, like I said, I am going to be trying using the 10-second chart to get in on some of these micro pullbacks and dips inside the 1 minute candle, okay? And it's just happening so quickly sometimes that the 1 minute chart, it's all happening within one candle. So I'm going to start using the 10-second chart, and just the way I look for multi-time frame alignment on the 1 minute chart and the 5 minute chart. I'm going to try using multi-time frame alignment on the 10-second and the 1 minute in order to try to find a better entry on micro pullbacks. This is definitely a setup that I am struggling with, which is one of the reasons I am doing the video. I would love some feedback. I'm doing this channel because I would love feedback, and I'm hoping that maybe some of the things I say might trigger you to think about these things as well. Okay, so I guess there are two approaches. You could wait for a micro pullback on the 1 minute chart where you have an actual red candle or two, or you could look to find the micro pullback within the 1 minute candle, looking for confirmation on the 10-second chart. So, all right, entry. The entry is the same as with the bull flag. You're looking for the price to break out over the high of the low candle. The stop is the low of the pullback candle. Okay, it's a tight stop. On a micro pullback, it's a much tighter stop, because if you think about it, if you have one candle, let's just say this candle wasn't there. You have one candle, this would be your entry, and this would be your stop, right? It can be a much tighter stop, okay, especially if it's a really short red candle. And the target would be the previous high or the next level of resistance, which could be VWAP, although I don't really trade break of VWAP, but it could be whole dollar, half dollar, previous window, previous, a window to a previous price, higher price, or it could be the 200 simple moving average on the daily chart. So like I said, the risk reward on the micro pullback is tight. Okay, it's got a small stop, a small defined target, but one of the things I'm working on is letting my winners run. So I am working on letting it run and only selling when it starts to turn over. That's the challenge. That is the challenge. Okay, so the strongest micro pullbacks happen when they pull back to a defined level like VWAP or 9 EMA. That is really strong if it bounces off the 9 EMA or a half dollar or a whole dollar. Okay. Beginner mistakes. Entering during the pullback instead of waiting for the breakout higher. Because you don't know, it could be a rejection, right? So I've done this with bull flags where I get in where it's still forming the flag. Okay, another beginner mistake, and again, I've made all of these, confusing a micro pullback with a full reversal. Okay, if it breaks below VWAP or 9 EMA, it's not a pullback anymore. Okay, setting my stops too tight, yeah, just panicking and selling. Okay, taking micro pullbacks on stocks with no real momentum behind them. It only works on stocks that have a really strong upward trend. You would probably consider this a gap and go at the market open, but during pre-market, it would be, I guess you would call it a, pre-market gapper, okay, or pre-market gap and go. Okay, so let's go through, let's just kind of, and let's look at one on TraderView. Okay, so this is an actual bull flag pullback. So you can see it came back like 3 candles and then I got in for the leg higher. However, if we look at tag breakdown, here we go. Oops. All right, so if we look at this, you can see that I really struggled with a micro pullback this month. So far, I had some really good trades on the micro pullback, okay? Let's look at one here. These were good. CETX. So you can see CETX had tons of momentum running up, okay? You can see that it is The volume bars are trending higher. The price is going higher. It's above the 9 EMA. It's above the 20 EMA. It's above the VWAP. Okay, and so here it dropped down. Okay, the price came up. It dropped down to here, and I got in. I got in when it dipped. And this would be an intra-candle micro pullback. Now, I did this without the 10-second chart, and I won't do that again. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video. For an intra-candle micro pullback on the 1-minute chart, I will be looking for multi-time frame alignment on the 10-second chart going forward. Lesson learned, and I think that is why I have had inconsistent results in the micro pullback setup. So that's why I'm doing this video. I want to improve this setup and see if I can improve it going forward. That's really important to me. I want to improve 1% a day. And this channel isn't about telling you what to do. It's about telling you what I'm going to do. And then you giving me some feedback, and then I'll give you some feedback. We'll just kind of work together and see if we can go on this journey together. Okay. I'm really curious. Do you trade the micro pullback setup? If you do, how successful are you at it? And do you use multi-time frame alignment to confirm your entries? Really curious about that. All right. So let's kind of recap what we talked about today. A micro pullback is a brief, shallow pause in an uptrending momentum stock. It's an entry opportunity before the next push higher. It works because waiting buyers, people are waiting, rush in at the dip, and that buying pressure pushes the momentum higher, right? On the 1-minute chart, you might look for 1 or 2 red candles. On the 10-second chart, you can see the micro pullback within the 1-minute candle, okay? So we're looking for the entry after the bounce with a stop below the pullback low, and the target would be the previous high. And hopefully it goes straight up, right? I mean, you can see here on this one, I got 3 micro pullbacks on this stock, or 4. I got a couple. It was great, and it just steadily went up. Okay, that's what we're looking for, of course. Okay, so if this video helped, please subscribe to my channel. I'm on my trading journey. Come along for the ride. I'm also posting on Substack Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays on my weekly goal. Every week I set a weekly trading goal. And that's pretty much it. So trade smart, and I'll see you next time.